4 weeks, and Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries. Here's what happens to monthly benefits. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to focus on the fixed income benefits I mentioned at the beginning of this video, as represented by 70 million beneficiaries, and what happens in just a matter of 4 weeks, as some major things are happening right now, and we've got to continue watching all these details closely as it may directly impact all of these beneficiaries. Therefore, want to bring it to your attention because some things are happening very quickly. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. There's that big old button waiting for you down there. Make sure to hit that if you have not done so yet so you can stay tuned with everything going on as things are changing very rapidly right now. I'm consistently doing all the research every single day, boiling it all down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what is actually going on and anything that's being announced or anything you can possibly grab or take advantage of, money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, anything else like that, and of course any big announcements that are coming out, as well as answering your burning questions that I continue to see down below in the comment section. So again, I'm here for you to help you out in any way that I possibly can. I recognize just as much as you do, the last few years have been really tough for the vast majority of fixed income beneficiaries, and unfortunately, with everything going on right now, it's probably going to remain that way for probably at least the next couple years. Again, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I just want to point out the details for you because things are happening, and again, we've got to see some action out of these lawmakers and all these policies that are currently being passed. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below. I'll help you out in any way that I possibly can be. That's my promise to you, and as always, I'm sticking to it. All right, thanks so much. Let's get into it and talk about the details, what you need to know about in 4 weeks, what they are doing, or maybe what I should say is what they're not doing right now, and how this may impact millions of beneficiaries in a pretty significant way, as we are at that time of year right now where we are reliant on lawmakers to actually do something, which is very hard for them to do apparently. And I want to bring that to your attention because this is the time of year where things really happen, right? So basically, what usually happens is the first 8 months or so of the year, they do a whole lot of nothing, right? And then the last handful of months of the year, they've got to get a lot of stuff done before the end of the year, right? The new fiscal year and, of course, the new calendar year, a lot of things. And we're in that time frame right here, right now. All right, so in just a matter of 4 weeks, what's it going to be? Well, it's going to be October, okay? What does that mean? First off, wow, like what happened, right? The year has zipped right on by, so that is number one. But remember this much as well. This is the start of the new fiscal year, okay? I've talked about that so many times in other videos. This is a very key timeline that we need to watch very closely because this impacts a lot of things. Now, what else is going on right now is lawmakers, they need to come forward and they need to pass the next federal budget for next year, which is fiscal year 2024. Which, by the way, that does not start January 1st. It starts October 1st, which is why this is so important. So just 4 weeks away. Now, why do we care? We care because if they do not come together on a deal with this thing, they either need to do one of two things. One being pass a continuing resolution, which would essentially keep the current level of funding that they have right now out until some undefined date into the future, and then they can have more time to come forward and do their work and stuff like this to pass the next federal budget for fiscal year 2024. That is option number one. Option number two is government shutdown until they get their work done, okay? Now, again, there's a lot of different ideas out there right now, and there's talk that they are not exercising any plans and they are not working on or negotiating any details of a continuing resolution, or sometimes they call it a stopgap bill, okay? What this essentially is again, just continuing on the current level of funding so that there's no lapse and that there's no shutdown of government. However, they're talking about we may need to shut this thing down in order to get their work done, okay? Now, this poses a major question, okay? Because every single year we deal with this, and then many fixed income beneficiaries are wondering, okay, great, thanks for not doing your work, but what does this mean for my monthly benefit? Am I going to be getting my monthly benefit going forward? So let me explain really quickly, okay? There's some good news and maybe some potential bad news, but again, it's not that bad of news. Let me just explain really quickly. So when it comes down to your fixed income benefit, those benefits administered by Social Security and the benefits I mentioned at the beginning of this video, do you need to worry about these benefits ending in the event of a government shutdown? The simple answer is No, nada, no. The answer is no. You don't need to worry about that, okay? Why? They have the obligation to continue paying out these benefits no matter what in the event of a government shutdown due to this, as in no agreement on a federal budget, or if they do not have an agreement on something like the debt ceiling, like we saw, what was that, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, something like that. Earlier this year, we saw the whole debt ceiling thing. At that time, I kept coming back in other videos and saying, you don't need to worry about it. Even if the government goes into a shutdown and we have this whole debt ceiling thing, this default situation where they can't come together on a deal, they will still continue to pay out Social Security benefits and fixed income benefits for these beneficiaries, okay? That's what I said back then. And again, same thing applies here. In the event of a government shutdown, your benefits are totally fine. You will still get them, okay? Now again, you're going to continue to see, I guarantee you this, as we get closer and closer to this, depending on what happens, if there's any idea that there may be a potential shutdown, I guarantee you there will be people coming out saying, oh, your benefits are going to be ending. Look out, everyone. Your benefits are going to be stopping if they don't come together on a deal. And it's their fault. They're all going to point the finger at each other, right? They always do it every single time. We know how it works, right? They never look in the mirror because apparently they don't own a mirror, but rather they point the finger at everybody else other than themselves, right? It's always somebody else's fault. You ever been in that situation? It's always somebody else's fault, right? That's how they are too, okay? Because they can't look in the mirror and say, oh, maybe the problem is actually me, right? So anyway, my point is, you'll be fine, okay? Your fixed income benefits will be fine, even if other people come out and say, oh no, you're going to lose your benefit. Not happening. Your benefits will be totally fine. You will continue getting your benefit, okay? However, let me point one more thing out really quickly. For those of you that receive SNAP benefits, okay, depends how this whole thing shakes out. In the event, sometimes SNAP benefits may potentially be delayed. Now, could also depend on how long a potential shutdown would be. I'm not saying that there's going to be a shutdown. I have no clue. I'm not sure if there's going to be or not. I've just been reading all this stuff about it. It's still 4 weeks away, okay? In 4 weeks, we'll have a much better idea about it. But I've been reading a lot of things about this where some people are suggesting they are not coming together on a short-term deal and they may just have to let this thing shut down. Again, it's been quite a few years since we've had a shutdown of any kind. I wouldn't worry about it that much, okay? And even if it does shut down, okay, fine. We don't get junk mail for like 3 days. Oh, darn, right? I guess I don't have anything to throw in my burn pile. That's too bad, right? So anyway, my point is it's not like that big of a deal right now, okay? I'm not trying to dismiss it. I'm just simply saying it's just not a huge deal as of right now, okay? Sometimes, most of the time, it's a limited shutdown anyway, okay? It doesn't really affect a whole lot of things. But my point is, let's just say that it's something prolonged, okay? In some instances, SNAP benefits could potentially be delayed or could potentially, I don't even want to say it, could end in some cases. Now again, doesn't mean end indefinitely as in forever. It just simply means temporarily, okay? I do not foresee this happening whatsoever. I wouldn't worry about it. Let's just say that much, okay? Let me say this much. Do not lose sleep over your monthly benefit. Do not lose sleep over your SNAP benefits. Don't lose sleep over anything. It's not worth it. Not worth it whatsoever, okay? So anyway, we'll have to see what happens here. There's going to be drama, just like every year, just like we saw earlier this year with the whole debt ceiling thing. There was drama. I've been talking about that before it even happened for months and months, and I said, get ready, everybody. They're going to wait until the very last minute to get a deal. There's going to be tons of drama, tons of people pointing fingers. It's exactly what we got. Same thing's going to happen this time, and we'll have to see what happens. But they may just come together on a short-term deal and say, okay, we'll just pass this thing for another month or two or a couple of weeks or something, whatever it happens to be, and then we'll be totally fine yet again. But again, I want to bring this to your attention right now because I know we see this thing every single year. People come out as we get closer and closer, and potential talk of a shutdown, you see it every single year. People come out and say, oh, your benefits are going to be ending. Get ready, everybody. Your benefits are going to stop. This is going to directly impact Social Security beneficiaries. No, that's just a talking point, okay? It's a thing out there because, it's easy to come up and bring in some drama and to stir up some drama with the whole thing and, make everybody worried. But that's not the case, okay? It's not fair for them to say that, okay? So anyway, I would say this much. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Even in the event of a shutdown, you still don't need to worry about it. You'll still get paid. Hope that makes sense, okay? I'm here for you in any way that can be. Again, a lot of times I'm bringing you information with new updates, and sometimes I need to come back in videos like this and just give peace of mind. You're good. You're good. Seriously, you're good. There's laws out there that protect your benefit. They must under all circumstances. They have the obligation to continue paying you. They have to, okay? It's the law. It's the law. They have to. Anyway, hope this helps you. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, especially anybody that you know that's living on fixed income benefit. Otherwise, go back and check out any of their 4,000 videos here on the channel. Enjoy your day. Have a good one. Hope this helps, and catch you again later in the next